Yay! All right, gang. I was waiting for my blip upload to finish and just finished. And then waiting for Lou. But, she might be busy doing something. Anyway, so, what's up, Kevin? Man, listen, I have been cracking out on freaking Magi. I've been coming up with some incredible things. Like, it's kind of cool. It's really kind of cool. The thing that I've been cracking out the hardest on is they have this flux Laura, and you use flux Laura to train your avatar. It's crazy. I think that app that you showed me before, Paul, is probably based on flux. Because if I remember correctly, it was called like something very similar. Wait, I have it in my phone. Come here. Go here. Oh, don't talk to Caleb. What was it called? Not in it. Man, I have so many apps on my phone now. It's not even funny. Oh, Momo, Momo, Momo is probably built on Flux Laura. That was the one that you had that had all the. You could make like LinkedIn versions of yourself. The thing that make that app cool is like it knows all of the prompts, right? But you can, yeah, you could do some pretty crazy stuff with this thing. So you basically take a folder and you put a bunch of pictures of yourself in the folder. It's best if they're from all different angles, not just, head shooties. And then you upload a zip file to the Lord trainer, and then it trains based off of that. And then you can ask it any kind of crazy stuff, and it will produce some really wild images. But the thing about producing the wild images now is that the face is correct. That's the part that makes it kind of good, is like how well it does with faces. Here, this is me being dumb the other day. It's just crazy. Like it looks correct. It's got like the cheesy look and everything. Luis, the blip just finished. I was waiting for you. I'm waiting for it. Sorry. Let me get to my studio over here. YouTube studio. So, Paul, I still don't have the crown things, yeah, on this channel. Jerks. And I looked on the back end. I couldn't find any place to turn it on or off. But because you had mentioned like, oh, it's switch offable. How many how many how many pictures of you did you throw at it, Rich? I had kind of, I wouldn't call it lucky, but I haven't even added the ones that Ernest took either. When we were in Amesbury, the first day, Paul and I were in the office just dicking around, and I took a bunch of pictures standing in front of a white backdrop. So I had like all of these, and they're just tons of them. I think I threw like 20 shots at it. A lot of these are doubled up because what I did, which was funny, was I opened up the app on the Canon camera and I had it sitting on the tripod, and then I was like, Paul, just say dumb shit to me and keep pressing the button. So me and Paul was cracking jokes with each other, and then I'm making all of the YouTube faces, but then I would laugh at whatever Paul was saying, and then Paul was just on the app, crack, 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 crack. So I legit, I mean, we must have took like 50 photos, and I just added a bunch of those to my Laura trainer So I think, if I remember correctly, I gave it 20 photos to go off of. Theoretically, it would have been better if I had more varied shots, because honestly, that training is bad in the sense that I'm wearing the same outfit the all time. So if I was to do something like, set your tripod, and it says it actually works good if you do have some background. They said sometimes it actually harder if it's on a clean background, which is weird, but I just read that somewhere. So I would set the tripod up in the back and then take like 10 shots, just, different angles wearing something, and then like switch shirts real quick, take another 10 shots, or maybe change the angle, change the lighting so it has various lightings. Otherwise, all your lighting is going to be the same as well, which you kind of probably don't want. It has created some kind of crazy things. What is the name of that thing? Here you go, Magi dashboard. Let's go to images. Yo, I didn't finish downloading this one yet, but this was crazy that it created. I mean, it's almost right, but the only bad part is the finger crisscross is a little off. But I mean, still, if you put like words over that part, you wouldn't really notice. Um, so I had it make one where I wasn't doing anything weird, and I mean, it's kind of almost right. But again, one of the things that it got kind of jacked up is when I took those shots, I was just off the plane. So I had, the hair grows in the day it takes me to get there. So you can kind of see in the air. No, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Why? See the finger merged in the middle? Yeah, it merged. It merged the fingers. But, you can fix that kind of stuff because of in painting, right? This one is really stupid, but also kind of cool. Look, he came yoked, bro. This reminded me of during my bodybuilding days. That was about right. It's whatever Spider-Man outfit is made out of unobtainium. This one came out really stupid, so I was like, no. That's just horrible. That was just horrible. But I like this one. This one was cool. That was cool. And then this other one that it made. Look, I mean, you driving the car with me, same thing. This one is cool, except for I said take the helmet off, but it got the face right. Like if you look at it, the face is in there right. But I was like, take the helmet off, and you can't mix Red Bull or Mercedes, damn it. And first of all, I would be Ferrari. Let's not get it twisted. But then it kind of read the Adidas off the shirt, because although that's not the right thing, it's kind of in the right font. So still, it's getting better. If you spend some time in painting it, but I trained it on 20 something pictures. I just think the dumb thing was I trained it on pictures that all came from the same photo shoot, which is probably not a good idea. Um, this one was also crazy. Like that's actually pretty good. Like I just told it to make a regular picture with a purple background, purple high key lighting. That's actually pretty good. Like most people wouldn't know, and they got the glasses right in the whole 9 yards. And then I trained it with and without glasses because some of the pictures have glasses, some of the pictures don't. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not the Cosby shot. Jesus, why'd you say that? Like, wait, Lou, where you at? Just in case. If not, we can do. You guys can ask questions, and we'll see if Lou can make it. She might have had something came up. She's been. dealing with some stuff. Yeah, it's almost Steve Jobs esque. Yes, dude, this thing is super crazy. Like, yeah, Laura's cool. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna retrain it. Um, Here's a question for you, Chris. If you know, how can you tell? Like, where do you go to find out if you're going to use up all of your juice, or because I have pro, it doesn't matter. I don't want to ruin homie's thing because I'm over here getting psycho. I heard that Laura's like training and stuff is roughly 0.03 cents an image somewhere, which is cheap in comparison. I don't see anywhere back here where I can tell like you are pressing too many buttons. You need to make it stop. Because I guess in these kind of things you have tokens, right? I just want to make sure you're not like using up all the tokens. Yes, I am going and producing, producing a show. Ooh, dang! I made it just a wee bit strong today. Good lord. If about halfway through this, I start bouncing off the walls, I win it. Hey, this is the cedar, not cedar, cider farms coffee. Remember I bought that espresso blend, the raw beans. Yo, it's kind of got some bass to it. Hey, what? Yeah, you can always. The cool thing is you can top off if you get stuck mid creation. Okay, I just wanted to know if there was a meter. I don't see one. And I mean, I don't care. Like I'll work this sucker to death. I'm having way too much fun. I'm like completely acting a fool. Right? Tokens are like cell phone minutes. Oh my god, that is so true. Listen, I need you to text me. I'm sorry, I need you to call me, but I'm not going to answer the phone. I just need you to call me and then hang up and then call me and hang up. And then I know it's you and then I call you back. And then we got caller ID, which made that easier because then you can just tell. Okay, it's under billing and subscriptions. It's under billing and subscriptions. Guess what? I found this cute little Filipino girl. She just popped up in the back end. I don't know what she's doing right now. She's making faces at the camera. Oh, there you go, Chris. Oh, that's it? Oh, come on, son. I thought it was more crazy than that. I only used up I only used up 3,500, 35,000 of 100,000. So I used about 30% playing around, making weird stuff. I'm cool. I can buy some more. It's kind of fun. It is kind of fun to be
Can't
cracking.
hear you yet.
I can hear you. See? It's Miss Luniverse. Oh, I see. We're going to do confessional today. Forgive me, Mary Lou, for I have sinned. Wait, she can't hear us? Sister Mary Tunta. Put
She
the
censored you.
put the headphone in the microphone. I got it.
Okay, it's the computer. I can hear you on the YouTube stream.
Oh, okay.
It's me. It's me somewhere.
Put the headphone in the microphone. Man, I can't reach my short. It's all the way over here. Ooh, dang it. I hate when that happened. I just accidentally embiggened my whole Zoom. It took over the whole window. We can hear her. Wait, we
Now?
can hear her, but she can't
Okay.
hear you. That makes confessional comments even better, right? Be like, forgive me, Mary Lou, for I have sinned. I have not made any continent. Wait, why do I
I
have
have not
that?
made my videos.
Get in there. The one chaplet piece that don't want to have itself.
Okay. All right. I
Can you
got
hear
you.
us
I
yet?
got you now. Yes.
Oh, damn. I was having more
So there's
fun.
something with my headphones and directly into the Mac that's having trouble since
Yeah,
yesterday.
always listen to your interface.
Remember, I broke my microphone.
Oh, your headphone don't work in the back of that?
It's like wiggly
Oh,
because
what?
I ripped it out on accident. So that's
Oh,
it's just like I gotta get it fixed. It's just get some
that's
time,
I.
some time.
Well, good news is I got to talk to LD today because I was helping her do something, um, which is really
Well, even
cool.
I asked Mario about it. He's like, just tell me. I was like, but I'm embarrassed.
I hung out with Mario recently. Where did I see Mario last? Where were we? We were somewhere. I can't even remember.
Hey, Paul.
But I think I'm going to see Mario again in
Was it
Boise.
Chicago?
Well, no, we saw Yuri and LD in Chicago. We saw Mario in Vegas. Maybe that's it. And Mary Lou was standing right there. So stupid.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was it.
I
Well,
did. I
thanks,
asked him
Paul.
about it.
How quickly we forget.
Not we. No, for real. I've been on the road so much, bro. Like I have no idea what the heck is going on. Mary Lou, girl, have I
Yes.
got some crazy shit. I'm laughing now. I can make fun of myself. Because Rich and Chris and even Stephanie and Jim and Jeff C have been talking about this Magi shit for like 2 years solid. I
They
finally
have.
decided to try it. It's dope.
All right.
It's dope. Okay, so long story short, for 20 bones, you get access to all of the models, including some shit you probably wouldn't play with. And the
Cool.
most fun though is dicking around with the image models in there. I've been making all kind of heinousness in there. Like, wait, not that one. This one. What did I do with it? Was it here? I don't even know what dang screen I was on. Never mind. I had all of the overlays in there, but I must have did something else. Oh, here it is. There it is. So look, I was making me as an F1 driver, me flying a Top Gun. Like it gets the U part right,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Um, I have me being a yoked creator. It was supposed to be this, but the first prompt went a little silly, and then it has like just regular me and just a regular shirt, you know, and then
With your
me trying
favorite,
to
a
do
polo.
Jeff Goldblum, like I was being a Hollywood director. Like it's kind of crazy. Like it is super good, and even the regular Chris showed us something the other day where you take your site and you say, go read this website and build me a context, which is, custom instructions based off of my website. And it done. I'm just like, shut the front door. It's kind of
Ugh.
crazy. So, and not that you need to do anything else weird, but
You know,
it's
I'm
kind
always looking for more weird things to do.
dude, it's crazy, right? I've already been doing good with my thumbnails, but now my thumbnails are about to go crazy. Aubrey, the Zoom is open. You're just clicking the wrong thing. Yeah, I need to make a Laura with Mary Lou too, right? Because then we got all of our pictures from Anna last year, so I can make a Laura that has both me and Lou in it. It'll be pretty funny. It'll be really funny if it
Is that how people are
crisscrosses
doing the
our head.
babies?
Uh, oh my God. Mary Lou just told, listen, I was going to post this to social media, y'all, but I'm going to give you a little snitch preview. Hold on. Let me go to this scene. And did I save it to the desktop yet? Where did I put it? Oh, come on. Oh, you know what? It was upstairs. Hold on. Let me come back. Fulgen sent me
Maybe in your
this.
messenger then.
Yeah, I sent it to Mary Lou in Messenger. Fulgen sent me this, and this will make you guys crack up laughing. Full gens. Here we go. And then take this, drag it to the desktop. You guys are gonna die. You guys are gonna absolutely die. Is learnable. Everything is learnable. The University of YouTube will tell you everything is learnable. But here's the caveat to this message. You got to do it. Now, I want you to stick to this. Don't freak out because of what you don't know. You can gain all of these skills. But just learning them and not putting them into action, yo, fam, that makes about as much sense as screen doors on the submarine. You have got to. It's freaking crazy. It's so crazy. When Fortune sent me that, I was dying. I about spit coffee all over the living room, but it's actually kind of crazy. So, like, listen, again, these are the things that make me think there is no better time than right this instantaneous to be a creator. Like, yeah, dude, at this point, I'm gonna say something really mean right now. I'm here for the hate buttons. Press all the hate buttons. You're like, I don't give a stuff. The excuses right now are kind of a bad look. At this point in time, your excuses are starting to make you look foolish. Because this stuff is too good. I'm like, and it's only going to get better? You know what I mean? It's this good
And
now.
it's fun.
Right? We're just cracking the surface and it's dope. It's only going to get better. So these excuses now, oh, I see she went and got blue. I got to play like that. Yo, we got like the Ecam joints now.
Oh, look at us. Branded.
What? That's cool. Didn't even think about it. Aubrey has her, Aubrey busts her orange one out too. Yeah, at this point in time, I mean, seriously, at this point in time, and again, at this point, the excuses are really, really, really terrible. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not sorry. You can't. You don't have any. Everything is too easy. Here, you know what? I just thought of something. I'm gonna have to make a video about.
What's that?
In our space. Whoa! What the heck did I just do? Did you do that? Oh
That
man!
was me on
Don't-
accident.
I had my
I
cursor
was
was
goofing around.
my cursor was right there because I was opening closing the messenger window, and I was like, "Bro, did I just do that?" um, we still hear a lot about, well, you know, I can't do this or I can't do that or I can't afford to do this or I can't afford to do that, and I'm like, well, again, maybe because I grew up hood. If we got to like the 21st and mom's was like, yo, this month is not going to all add up. We're going to come up short. You know what we would do? We would hit the street and
You
lawnmowers,
go find something to make money with.
you know, sell some shit in the house, like just garage sale it, you know, go to the neighbors and be like, hey, let me cut that grass, you know, at $20. All right, cool. You know, wash some cars, anything, babysit some kids, you know, write somebody's English paper. Like, we found a way because, you know, the light need to stay on, heat need to stay on. I'm like, how do grown people be like, well, I can't afford $20? And I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, like, even when I was in the hood, broke rat hood kid, how can you not make quick 20 bones? All right, this is a good question for the chat. If I
Yeah.
challenge you from right now, it's 2 p.m. where most of y'all live, to make $100 before midnight, could you do it?
Yes.
I can. I don't know what the fuck y'all
Yeah.
do, but I can. Yo, that's 5 months of AI. With that 5 months, you should be able to take that hundo and turn it into 10 G's. I don't think people think about it like that. I mean, like legit. I could go outside right now and pull 3 brand new in the box pod mics from the pandemic. Brand new in the box because I bought extras just in case. Because the Rodecaster, the idea was going to do 4, and I thought we was going to be in the house for like a couple of weeks. And then I was going to be able to take this Rodecaster 1 plus 4 pod mics and go just do some, production for people who wanted to do podcasts. So I got 3 brand new in the box pod mics. I could go outside right now and say, "Here's, I'll sell you $300 mics for $100." Standing in the middle of the damn street, probably knock that out in 30 minutes. In the middle of the street, not somewhere where people are looking for mics.
On the street corner.
Right. And like, no, they're not stolen.
Familiar
I got
street.
receipts. I'm just like, what are we talking about? Like, I hear grown folks say, and we're not talking thousands. We're talking 20 bones a month. That's 120 plus 40. That's 160 for the year. And they were like, "Well, I can't afford that." You don't want to. You need
it's
to
more that they
hold
don't
on.
want to.
You need to hold on to an excuse. You need to hold on to an excuse to keep you where you at. And again, not picking on her because maybe she just doesn't watch as much YouTube as I do yesterday. But like I was teasing Val yesterday because Val was like, she don't have YouTube Premium. And I'm like, "Yo, it's 14 bones, cuz." And she was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not paying for that." And I'm like, "Wait, what? You would sit there and watch ads?" But maybe. I definitely, I know I consume. I didn't realize until recently, I consume a metric ton of YouTube. So for me, those ads would be quite disruptive.
It's like, on the TV, like when you can have multiple profiles on the YouTube account, right? So my account has premium. So if we watch anything from my account, no problem. But then like I can always tell where it's logged into somebody else's because like the ads come up and I was like, why? Just leave it on mine. Just even if it like I don't care if it messes up my search algorithm, like just watch it on mine because I
Oh,
already don't have the ads.
okay. So these are facts. So here's what happened. I had it set up for the TV, and I had it set up for the TV at Baba's house. And then Emma and Baba were watching crazy stuff on my profile. So I come in to do research, and I got Okinawan TV shows. I got shamisen dancing. I got some little kid crap, and then Gilmore Girls crap. And I was like, wait a minute. No, let me fix this real quick. I just went to YouTube and said, let me switch to the family plan. So $14 a month becomes $22 a month, and I don't give a dizzam. All right, $300 a year. So now it's me, Karen, Nana, Emma, and Baba all on the same plan. No problem. Actually, and my sister. So somehow I think we got 6, if I remember correctly. Whatever. Like, again, I'm not trying to be that dude, but I'm like, if you're an adult and you're running a business, like, you are definitely making some decisions to stay where you are because they're easier. And so, like, I'm deep into this book about the courage to be disliked. I have about 3 chapters left. And one of the things he talked about was there's this girl. That's super funny. Rich said our housekeeper does that. She sits her kids down and watch YouTube on my profile and messes up my algo. It's super funny.
You might as well just get her own profile.
Like, well, yeah, because then Rich gonna have like Peppa Pig and a bunch of other weird stuff popping up in his profile, and then he's gonna go try to show something to his friend one day, and the friend gonna be like, "Rich, you watch it? You watch your Peppa Pig? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, I like cartoons." Anyway, so long story short, he's talking to this girl, as a counselor, and she's like, I have this thing where I turn really, really red from embarrassment when I need to talk to, some sort of stranger. And she was like, so I can't talk to this dude that I'm in love with because I just turn so bright red that like it's embarrassing. I don't want to talk to him because I'm turning bright red. And he goes, well, you're using that as an excuse. And she was like, no, like it's a physiological thing. Like my cheeks, my face, everything turns bright red. You ever seen like some Korean kids drink? Like they just turn like hardcore red. June
Right.
has that disease where he can't process alcohol. He turns red, red, red. Which is funny because we still get a twist on. But he said the reason why you're doing that, even though you have a full physical manifestation, is it's your excuse not to get rejected. So if you never have to talk to somebody because of your embarrassment of turning red, then you can't get rejected. And since you can't get rejected, then you never have to ask the question. And she was mad because she wanted a better answer than that. Because to her, this is a physiological thing. This is not a psychological thing. So she disappears and then she sees him later. And then he asked her, like, oh, so how's your situation going and what happens with the dude? And she goes, well, turns out we had an event and we had no choice but to be around each other. And then he came up to me and said he professed his, desire to go out with her. And so they're together and then they're married, kids. And so he said, well, whatever happened to your red face thing? And she goes, well, he came to me. So she didn't have a chance for it to get red. And he goes, well, what about now? She goes, well, no, I could talk to people all the time and I no longer turn red. Because it doesn't serve her anymore to protect her from the rejection. So even though there was a physical thing that was happening, she was setting that off in her own head because that protected her from the ever getting rejected. And I think now what people are making these excuses are their defense mechanisms against, like you said, being seen or being perceived or failing. So yeah, it's really, I mean, there's a chapter in there about like how trauma's not real. And I freaking love the shit out of that chapter because I've been saying this forever. And when I say it, I'm being an asshole. You don't have, feelings for somebody or whatever. And I'm like, no, it's just, they're not real, bro. These are what happens to you and how you choose to deal with it is the only reality. Right? Some people, when it rains, get an umbrella. Some people, when it rains, get wet. It doesn't change the rain. The rain happened. I don't really use umbrellas that often because I've just never have one. I always forget them, lose them, whatever. I just bought new ones. I'll probably lose it. Half the time when it's raining, I just get wet because I'm really bad with umbrellas. Now, I can make an executive decision to learn to hold my umbrella a little better and not lose it and keep track of it or get one that has a tile. But, yeah, it's one of those weird situations where how you respond to it is really what the answer is. It's not what happened at the end. That's the outcome. Right? If you throw seeds on the ground, they may or may not grow. But if you throw seeds on the ground and you nurture them seeds, you might get a plant of whatever nature. Mine would be sativa. I'm gonna hook you up, Kevin. Sorry, Mary Lou. I just went on a doc rant. You know how I do.
You know what? I missed it. I was like, let's just let it happen. Because sometimes it needs to be so.
I'm so sorry, people. I can't help myself. I just want people to do good, man. That's all it is. Like I just want people to like stop like, just coming up with these crazy excuses. I got on Eden's case last week. I told her, like, all these things that you're talking and you're doing, you're self-generating these, so that way you don't have to make content. And she was like, "Shut up, I know." There you go. I'll put it up for you, Kevin. It's a good, dude. I have I have the stick to scratch too. It's in the drawer.
This is it's like a cable management for my overhead arm, but because I've moved everything, it's just loose. And I
Yeah,
was like,
it's
actually,
just
it's
right
pretty
there. It's
good
right
for
there.
this. It's like the right amount.
I broke my you know the bamboo ones that say like Waikiki on it. I broke one of them, so I
Yeah.
got to get a new one. So right now I just have a long piece of stick that just goes in the back of it. I just realized I could probably 3D print one. All right, so let me stop derailing this so we can actually record because we've been goofing off for way
Yeah.
too long. All
But
right,
I do want to let you know your impact in the community and within the other creators is anytime we like are just giving some tough love or encouragement to somebody, just like pushing somebody a little bit stronger than they were expecting. It's like the Doc effect. And like your name is invoked and people are like, "Oh, is Doc here?" It's like, "Yeah, because we like Alicia said, she's like, we're all infected, but like in the best way." So like you really like the thing that you want. I wanted to tell you this like on a phone call, but here we are. I'll tell you here that the thing that you are working towards of helping however many creators is actually happening, because I see in rooms that you're not in, these creators are spreading the gospel to more people, which will then spread to more people. Like it is happening and we see it and we watch it. And I'm so proud of you. And like you're always encouraging and sending your love to everybody else. But I just want to make sure you know that you are doing the thing. You're affecting us all in the best way.
Kevin, why you gotta say that, Kevin? Oh my God. Thank you, Lou. I will admit I am super terrible about hearing these things,
I
but
know this.
I will just say thank you because that's the only
Yeah, the
answer.
gospel. Yes, Kevin.
Mary Lou, you do realize that the window that you're in is going to get much smaller because Doc is going to have to make his much bigger to fit now.
The head.
No, one thing I can say I am proud of myself for is I have learned to just turn off the ego.
That is true most of the time.
No, those times that the thing where people think I'm being egotistical, that's their shortcomings talking. That's not me. Because I really don't come from an ego position. But I know people feel that way sometimes, but that's because they don't believe in themselves. So they feel like I'm pushing against that. No, I'm just uncovering a scab that you put there for some reason. Or it's not a scab. Like maybe it's a band-aid. Maybe I'm lifting up a band-aid or I'm lifting up a rug. That's a better one. You know when you have some shit, you used to like throw the dust under the rug because you didn't feel like getting a dustpan, and eventually mom finds it and then she beat that ass. I feel like when people say shit like that to me, I realize no, I'm cracking up a rug for them of some shit that they've been trying to hide or trying to hold back or whatever. And yeah, no. And the book talks a lot about people and their feelings of inadequacy and how people confuse their inadequacy feelings with an inferiority complex and how they're not the same. Yeah, it's a crazy good book, bro. Like it's super deep. You will have to listen to it about 2-3 times to get some of that shit to sink in. But it's funny because I had it on my list for the longest time and I just didn't read it. And then finally, as I'm into it, I'm like, bro, a lot of what he says is things that I say, which is validating. I didn't realize that it was from Adler. I didn't realize this is a founded in psychology, but I do, when I say the mental things that I do say, I do know that they come from psychology. I couldn't have quote who said it, but I am very much a practitioner of Adlerian psychology as opposed to Freud and Jung, who everybody knows, but he was the third of that triumvirate, but he got squashed because he doesn't allow for excuses. And since white dudes was in charge of this, they kind of like squashed Adler because Adler's like, no, this is an excuse. No, that's an excuse. That's not real. And yeah, I'm very much a realist, and I had no idea that it was based off of Adlerian psychology. But the book will help you make some sense without you having to go read some of the psycho Adler psychology. But I'm gonna have to go deep now. Now that I know where I get my thinking from, I'm going all in on Adlerian psychology. It's kind of crazy. It's really good.
What do you feel like talking about this week?
Dang. I don't know. What are we doing?
What
Paul,
are we doing?
community, give us a topic. Let's go.
Yeah.
Spit
What have y'all been
fire.
feeling? We're like
What do y'all feel?
out of practice.
Yeah, so strange, right? Even for us, we get out
Mm-hmm.
of practice. Dude, I almost accidentally banned Paul Duncan. Oops. Yeah, we stopped
Oopsie.
clicking
We
the
need
mouse right
him.
now. I'm gonna stop clicking. It was like,
And
do you like to
myself
ban this
before.
user? And I'm like, wait, what? I'm gonna put this mouse over here where it's safe. All right, people.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
we
I'll
are
just
so
go
far
to
out
the
of
other thing
practice.
and unban myself.
Oh, that's right. You could. You can unban.
What if we talk about something to have to do with impact? Like the impact that you have as a creator, and if you don't show up, you're withholding. Like you can't make a difference. You know, like so much of you making a difference is because you like consistently are showing up one way or the other. With like leading with love, not leading with look at me, look at me, look at me. Because we can tell. What do you feel about that? What do we feel about that?
Can you? I often wonder sometimes
Of what? Tell me
if
more.
people can tell the difference between a creator who's really trying to help or a creator just really trying to get more eyeballs.
Well, it can be a combo. Like they're not like mutually exclusive, right? Like it can be both. And I do think you need an element of both.
Okay, true. Because otherwise it never expands.
Yeah. Right? But like art can be selfish and that's okay. Right? That it's just a different kind of art. But when it's help disguised or it's ego disguised as help, I think that's where I get put off. I'm like, you don't actually want to help.
Oh,
You just
okay.
think the algorithm is going to look at this. Maybe.
Ooh,
Let's see what the
that's-
bot says.
That's a good one. Do you actually want to help? Like, how are you making an impact?
A lot of times it's people don't want to help you. They want you to buy their course. And it's, to me, it's very visible.
Zion, I'm going to give you the answer. You're not going to like this answer. Take your phone, your camera, your whatever you got, put it on, start talking. That's all you need to get started. That is it. There's nothing fancy. As a matter of fact, I tell everybody, stop being fancy. Like, this is the fanciest you will ever see on my show. Me and Mary Lou split screen with a logo. That is the fanciest thing you'll ever see me do. I watch people try to do all kind of weird crap, and I'm like, nobody cares. It's not important. You need to talk about what you're talking about. That is it. Like, you could open up. I have. I have opened up and talked for an hour about cables and how to stop buying cheap ones, and cheap ones will bite you in the ass. And they don't have to be expensive. They just don't be crappily made. And like, this is a Thunderbolt 5 cable. And I've talked for an hour and a half about cables, and people are like, damn, that was valuable. I really need to hear that. Throw me some links, whatever. Don't overthink it. In the beginning, I just talked to somebody about this yesterday. I had an hour-long consultation with someone who comes from the corporate world but is over it and was looking for, I want to do something to, finish he's Paul's age, right? I'm done. I need to finish out my days doing something fun and enjoyable and comfortable, and I kind of want to do some streaming stuff. And I was like, cool, here's your blueprint. Take your phone out, connect it up to the platform, and just go live and just start talking. And you're like, well, what do I need to use Ecamm or Zoom or whatever? Nope. Right now, just take your phone out, press the button that says plus, press the part that says go live, and start talking. Because the dumbest thing you can do is buy a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of gear and then come up in the group talking about, I wanted to just stream something simple and now I'm overwhelmed. Well, because you bought too much shit. You gotta swim first to decide if you like water. You might be a cat. You don't like water. You might have a weird cat that likes water. I'm assuming one of Mary Lou's cats is probably a weird cat. Just because,
Gizmo loves to be spa pampered.
see, because it's Mary Lou's cat. I knew one of them had to be weird.
One of them had to be weird. She just sits there and she's like, yes, clean
Like,
me.
I honestly think the only thing you need to do is just put it on and go, right? And just go. Like, don't trip, don't think about it, don't do too much. Then the audience will come, and then the audience will leave. Then those are audience. But the people that stay, those are your community. Now, all right, guys, what do you want to see next? All right, guys, what do you want? We just did it. Hey, community, what you want us to talk about? Like it's really, the blueprint is so simple, but everybody overcomplicates it. And not to be mean, I think some people overcomplicate it, even if they didn't intend it to, because if they overcomplicate it, they can fix it. Does this sound familiar right now? Let me create a problem so that I can fix it for a fee. Does this sound familiar right now? That's all. I'm done.
Yeah, but it is okay to want income. It is, like we were talking about making money when we first got on the call, right? Like, can you just go and make some money? Well, you have something to offer, but I don't know. It's nuanced. It's definitely nuanced. But I'm curious, Zion Farm, is that what the name is? Zion Farm, Zion Fam. He's so little. I'm redoing all the office, so everything is just like in weird places. And still getting used to the setup where I'm like, where is this thing? Oh, I don't know.
It's not where I put it.
It's not where it is where I put it, but it's not where I remember to put where I put it. But so you asked about talking about streaming and how to get started. What is the part that you're actually stuck on? That's not the tech thing, because technically it really is plug it in and go.
Well, no,
So that's
and
not
they
the
have
true question.
really cool niche, like a crazy dope niche. But yeah, honestly, the thing that sticks most people is them freaking themselves out. That's the end of the story. Like, nobody wants to hear that, because it should be something that I can just buy or dang, this is gonna sound crazy. In a sense, it's almost like weight loss.
Uh-huh.
Trust me, dude, I am 40, 50 grand deep into trying to lose weight. In many, many years, from trying to gain weight during football when I was in high school to trying to lose weight like after I passed like 40. We spent crazy amount of money. You don't realize it, but you did. And if you add it all up and you got all the receipts from the GNCs to the special versions of food at the grocery store that cost more than the regular version, to the low-fat yogurt, to this, that, the third, you spend a lot of money. And it didn't really work, because there's really only one thing. Move more than you eat and try to be closer to the whole food side of the equation. Now, I'm not asking you to go gluten-free and eat freaking, what's the word I'm looking for? You know that stuff that comes in the box when you get a package? Fiber fill, the little peanuts, We're not asking you to eat that. We're not asking you to live on air and tofu and water. Some people take it way too far. But the reality is, if you eat more vegetables than red meat and you exercise more than you eat, you will lose weight. Even with, thyroidal disorders or some other things involved. But we all just don't want to hear that. I need a pill or a shot. I say this as a person who takes Wegovy, right? You know, we all want something that's faster. And then I get to the point where I've actually made the decision that I'm ready to do this and my knees don't work. So now I can't exercise at the level that I need to in order to burn it the way I burn. So I have kind of sort of no choice but to take this stupid shot. And I sort of wish I didn't because there's better things I'd rather spend that money on. But in order to stay here to do this for y'all and to keep my blood pressure at bay, it's what I got to do. And 26 pounds later, I feel definitely better. My knees hurt a heck of a lot less. They still hurt, but they hurt less. And yeah, just think, I'm like, imagine if you had done it correctly when you could have. Like, I went from bodybuilding to fuck a gym.
Yeah, that's why I always tell people, like, I'm like, just don't ever stop. Like, if you got fit, like, just don't stop.
Stay there.
And I know life's gonna happen, but like, if you can just stay on it, because I know I lost a bunch of muscle mass. Like, I was strong, and I lost all this muscle mass, and then hit over 40, and then now everything's changed. And it's like, as opposed to like progress, I feel like I'm just maintaining the level that I had lost. But now I'm like getting strong enough now where I can like start to ramp it up more. But it was same like injuries, where I was like, well, guess I can't. When it was like, if I look back, there was other things I could have done. There's
Paul,
other
you
things I
so
could have done,
stupid.
but-
Why do we let Paul over here? Somebody erase her. Okay. All right, let's go. We're gonna be here all day dicking around with Paul. We was talking about making some impact. All right. What did our friend say?
Okay. I put in episode 28 at the bottom is kind of like our summaries, but I'm actually adding a little bit because I do want to make it clear that making money is not the evil
Oh God, no.
of
Oh,
creativity,
oh no way.
you know? Because it's easy for us to be like, oh, well, they just trying to sell me something. And it's like, well, yeah, because they got bills to pay. You know, it doesn't,
Doesn't mean anything. Man,
you think Apple did not make iPhones for freezies?
no, we were just talking about Luis and I literally just talking about this about, Sony and everybody saying Sony just made this new camera just to make money. Yeah, it turns out that's how business works, dude. Like, of course they're trying to make money, but it's not the cash grab that you're calling it. They have a market for this. The market, just because you can't get it doesn't mean that they're wrong. I would never, ever, ever, ever in a million years buy a Yugo, but there was a market for it. Like, I like driving too much, and I drove something similar. What was it? I drove like a really crappy car once, and it was terrible. Actually, it might have been my friend bought a Yugo. I think I drove my friend's Yugo. It was a car built in Yugoslavia, 3-cylinder engine. It weighed about as much as a cup of water, and it just felt like you're sitting on a skateboard with windshields. Like, the suspension was terrible. The doors, like the sound in the car was terrible. Driving it, the steering wheel felt everything. If you rolled over a roach, you would feel it in the steering wheel. And I like driving too much. Like, I couldn't do it. But it was perfect for many, 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 many people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's a market for everything. I was telling a client yesterday, first time I went to Vegas, visit my friend, and he said it was going to be busy because there was a furry convention. I was like, oh, what? And then he explained it to me. I was like, nah, that's not real, fam. And then we turned Caesar's Palace, and I was like, whoa, this is a thing. Turns out there's something for everybody. No matter how weird it might seem to you. What is up, Dina? How are you, Ading? Very few of us don't have to think about money unless you're independently wealthy. You're going to do the job for money. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think that Lou is right, though. Sometimes in the process of trying to help people, let me flip this conversation. when I see the people in the chat that be saying stuff like that about like Sony or Apple or whatever, I'm like, you're gonna struggle with business because you think businesses do this just to, you know what I mean? I went through my
Just to be cute.
I went through my money deprogramming many years ago about thinking, money is the root of all evil, money doesn't grow on trees, so the stuff that we hear when we're kids, it can actually lead you to believe that money is bad. And no, you can't. If you think that, you're going to have a hard time in life because you will always self-sabotage your growth based off of that. Man, Dina, I was uh, talking about you this weekend because I was watching the Eagles, Sonny and I was gonna say Sonny and Gizmo. What the hell is the damn eagle's name? There's two baby fledgling eagles in a nest on a live stream camera, and you can watch them. And I was like, Dina don't need to watch this. She can just look out her back window. Oh, they're named Sonny and Gizmo. I was correct. All right. But
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
there's two bald eagles live cam, and you can watch what they're doing. They're just chilling in their nest. It's kind of phenomenal. Put that there. There you go. And then put this here. There you go. And then close all of this stuff. They're little tiny babies. Look at them. They're cool. It's cool when you see the mom come back and she brings them food, but they can't fly yet, so they just sit here all day. And then the boy, he always comes to the camera and like looks at it, like trying to figure out what the hang is going on. Like he doesn't really know, but you can see them in the nighttime when they're sleeping. Well, they're supposed to be sleeping. One of them is up. I can't keep a track of which. Let me see if I can find where the mom comes in. It's really cool. Oh, the little sister went somewhere. Dude, look at him. He's a big boy. Can you imagine?
Oh,
These guys are babies yet. And you can see when the mom comes, the difference in the size. Oh, I can't find her. Oh, wait. No, he's checking out his wings now. That's all he can fly. He can just jump. He can't leave the nest yet. I be cracking out watching this. It's super stupid. That's kind of crazy though that these guys are the babies. Oh, there's mom. There she is. Looking like American flag. Put the tongue in your mouth, dude. Like, yo, she's huge. That's crazy. Because again, then you could just go out the back door and see them. It's like the rest of us,
just
we got to
happen.
watch a live stream. Yeah, it
Right.
is
You have
kind
the
of
notion
ugly.
open.
But then when they get older, they look better. I don't know when they switch up. What you mean that's a real eagle? Hell yeah, that's a real eagle, cuz. that
That's what
yo
they look like.
that's your money. Your money came to life, dog. Yo, even when they bring the food back and you see the talons, you're like, Lord, no wonder they're like the king of birds of prey. Them talons, yo, you probably don't want to get hit with one of them joints. It's pretty brutal. Them talons are like crazy sharp. Yeah, it's super cool.
Hello.
Hey, Will. How are you, buddy? What's up, Zills? It's Zills and Wills for the party.
Hello.
Zills and Wills in the building. Oh,
Thank you.
what a nice Will. First we had live Eagle
Reverse
Cam,
tuxedo.
and then we had live Will Cam and live Zill Cam. Look, this kind of show it is, you know?
It's a sweet day, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, open up this notion.
I'm in here.
All right.
I like number
You bring it up
two.
for the people.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's what you meant. He's so dumb. I'm over here reading it myself.
He's like, yeah, I'm in here, duh.
I kind of, you know me. I'm always go with this one because it has my favorite word in there. But the provocative one is the real reason you feel stuck as a creator. That's the provocative one.
The real reason.
Yeah,
The real.
the real. Creating from the heart and making it pay. What's driving your confidence? Here we go. Boom. I think that's that. That's in there.
You like the what's driving your content?
No. I think I like the first one, but I was just thinking
Okay.
of a point. So I
It's
think
a
the first one, the purpose, performance, or paychecks is in there. All right, so let's go to the hooks. Sorry, people, I'm scrolling you guys. Psycho, I forget that you're watching me do this. You created content to connect or to be noticed. Mm. You want to help people be famous and make money, but which one is steering the ship? If your content disappeared tomorrow, I love this question. Oh my God, I love this question. I heard somebody say that recently in the show. It might have been Gary Vee. You're allowed to want the back and break through. I think the most helpful is probably 4. Look, maybe I should stop clicking that because when I do that, it puts the bar in the way. I think the most helpful is probably 4.
uh-huh. Are you stuck because you're chasing trends or you forgot why you started? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the most helpful. Number 1 is straight to the point.
What are you in now? Questions of the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's the most straight to the point.
I like it.
I think we're GTG.
Dun, 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 dun.
What a awesome couple of days. I got a chance to talk to Keely on Saturday because she came into the stream, came into the Zoom and hang out. And then I talked to Callie this morning because Callie is, doing some stuff and she needed some help. And then talked to Dina now. And it's like, wait, I just seen all my people. It's just kind of cool.
Everybody's coming out the woodwork for the summer.
Yeah. I was like, I need to go to LA and go see y'all.
Please do. Okay, we need to add in our pick of the weeks.
We are doing another thing. Ooh, what did I do with it? It's plugged into my machine. Let me take it out right here. I made a video yesterday, but this thing is awesome. It's a Orico flash drive that is fast as snot. Like you could actually edit Final Cut directly off of this flash drive. This flash drive is fast as snot. It's Orico G10. Let me paste it in. Oh, I seen the rapid fire. You got it open.
Close it.
I don't want to see it when I close it. No. Oh, no, it's open. It's there. Never mind. It's closed. I was tripping. Let me go. I have it in my clipboard still because I just needed this last night. right now, she gave a discount if you want to get it. If you look at my video, there's a discount about it. Man, stop opening the damn side window. Earl. There you go. Okay. Okay. All right. Decent.
Okay.
Let me stop tripping. He's tripping. Did walking? Yes, indeed, I'm talking. All right. Let me coffee it up. Oh, I just read an update on the baby eagles. The girl, she flew today.
Oh,
Boys are always slow. Oh, what are you guys eating? You don't want to see that. I think they're eating another bird. Doesn't bother me, but some of y'all will be like, ew, gross. I'm just like, I eat another bird. It's called chicken. Why you make that face, Lou?
I'm like actually kind of perplexed because usually on Amazon it's easy to find your like affiliate link, but I feel like the place I usually go for it's not there anymore.
What are you looking for?
Like I'm trying to get a link for my pick of the week,
The Julia on Live?
like the affiliate link.
Didn't you have
But it's like usually at the top there's like a thing that's like, here, grab your
yeah, the
affiliate
bar.
link. But
Sometimes that bar disappears, you know.
yeah, that's where we're at today. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, cool. All right, so we got a little conversation to happen here. We got something. All right, it's like shake off the dust. We'll see how this goes.
The link did open Amazon link, so and it does have your.
It's Amazon link, but I don't know if it's the affiliate link.
It looks like it.
Okay,
Oh no,
but
it's not.
yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you're reading this. That I've read this about 10 times. That's where I got the idea
Yeah,
of never mind. I don't want to say it. I'll save it for you.
we'll get there. We're multiple reads in. It's not a one-time
Definitely not.
activity. Not a one-time activity.
I am feeling ready to make a podcast.
We're making a podcast.
One carrot biscuit. I just realized when Eden wrote why she asked that question. She said it looked like a it looked like a Chat GPT eagle. Jimmy is going to do a layover. Oh yeah, but my layover is short. Let me double check. And yeah, Jimmy, why are you coming here when I'm not home? Just ask me that question. All of the thousands of times you could come to the island, you gonna come when I'm in Boise, Idaho. That's foolish.
Idaho.
Yeah. That is foolish. Of all the times Jimmy come, I got this entire whiskey collection over here with Jimmy Higgs' name written on it. I got like 21-year-old Habiki, he gonna come to Oahu when I'm in Boise. That's called misplanning, my brother. All your AIs couldn't help you out there. All right. You ready?
You said you're gonna take care of it while you're gone. That's right.
I'm gonna tell Karen, I was like, look, Jimmy gonna come by the house, just put a little sip outside the door. Just a little glass. He can just come by and pick it up. Like when Amazon
A
dropped
little
the
taste.
packages. Okay, let's go. I'm ready. I'm freaking ready.
Let's do.
I didn't even eat my potassiums today.
Oh no!
I
Do you need
refuse-
to?
No, I'm not eating no potassiums on camera. I don't want Paul to get that kind of excited. I refuse to eat my potassiums in front of Paul and Caleb. I would break it and turn my back.
Oh my gosh!
That's a joke.
Crazy black man at the door looking for liquor. must be a friend.
No, dude, she might come outside and tie that black belt on and kick you straight in the knee. All right, let's go. I'm ready.
All right.
This is good.
Look at only an hour later we start recording.
That's how you know we out of practice. It normally takes us like 20,
We are out
20
of
minutes.
practice, but it's good.
Let me restart the recording. Counting it down in 5, 4.
There's so many excuses that people give for being stuck. Excuses, reasons, whatever. You know, sometimes it's life, sometimes you are trying to learn something, but sometimes it's because you just forgot why you're even doing this. We're going to talk about that today.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Creators Unstuck. This is where we come over here and we try to help you get unstuck. This process, excuse me, I just had a hiccup. We were having this conversation in the pre-show. I feel like we say this all the time to the point where it's becoming cliche. But being a creator right now is even easier than ever. But in a way, because it's so easy, it can make it harder, and we're going to talk a wee bit about that today. So, yeah, I'm fired up. I'm ready. Let's go, Lou. Let's go.
It's good. Yes, we're going to break down the ego. We're going to break down your impact. We break down your intention and where like these can cross over, because it's not necessarily any which way is the wrong way or the right way, but it's good to know where you're coming from, and also talk a little bit about the fact that like making money is a good thing for your creativity. Like we want to talk about that as well, because that is important, because what you're making is of value. So you want all the things, and we're going to talk about all the things. Doc, where do you feel you lead with your YouTube content specifically?
Okay, so I have this famous saying. It's not really my saying. I can't exactly remember where I got it from, but I know I say it the most probably, is I did YouTube for many years. And 2019, so I started in 06, 2019, basically 13 years in, I decided to put effort into it to make it like a real thing. And all I heard everybody talking about at the time was turning YouTube into this side hustle. And with this side hustle, you can make money. And by making money, you'll be able to do this, that, and the third. And I said, what if we turn it into a side helpful? Because old school Zig Ziglar used to say, and again, I don't know if Zig made this up, but I know Zig used to say it all the time. And when I was in sales, I live and breathe Zig Ziglar books. He said, you can make the most money giving people what they want, and then in turn, you would be able to get whatever it is that you want. So he always preached from the aspect of being as helpful as possible. And one day I was having a conversation with my homeboy Lemuel, and then Lemuel said something about, and we always tease Lemuel, we call him Lem Drops, and he made this conversation about a fruit tree is not afraid to give up the fruits, because a fruit tree knows that anybody that comes by and steals the fruits, so let's pick on the birds because we were just talking about the live eagle cam, and then, you know, Sonny's mom comes by, feeds them all of the fruits, they're going to fly and they're going to poop fruit seeds, and fruit seeds going to land somewhere else and create another tree. And so a tree is never afraid to give up all the fruits, to give up all the seeds. Whereas I think people will be like, oh, I seen my buddy Monty popped up into the live chat. You know, during the time when Monty was teaching everybody how to do Amazon Live, there were people like, oh, you shouldn't teach everybody that, because then, you know, they're going to come in and they're going to take over, right? If the YouTubers find out how much money we can make over here on Amazon, they're going to come by. So what they were saying with that is, if you have a YouTuber who is like a $500,000 follower type YouTuber, if they figured out how much money could be made on Amazon, that they might come over to Amazon and then overshadow this other person because they're thinking that they're not good enough to be the top person. So all of that talk wasn't about like trying to gatekeep this secret. It was really about trying to protect their own ego for being afraid that a better, higher quality, for lack of a better term, higher skilled creator might come in and then overshadow them on YouTube. And it was like, no, well, not on Amazon, I mean. And it was like, no, you kind of want one of them to come through, because then it validates the platform, and then Amazon will keep it going because Amazon is now seeing like, yo, this makes money. The best thing that could have happened to Amazon Live creators was a Jimmy to come over and start creating on Amazon. But I feel like when the platform fails or gets snatched up, they're going to be like, oh, Amazon took it away. No, because you guys gate kept it from people who probably would have validated it. You know, argument will ever happen forever and ever and ever. But nobody wants to admit this. And I'm going to get all kind of hate mail for saying this, but it was the Eminems of the world that kind of made hip hop easier to swallow outside of the hood. The Will Smiths of the world made hip hop easier to swallow outside of the hood. And of course, as underground hip hoppers, we did not like it, but I knew better because I worked in radio. I'm like, the more stuff I could play on the radio, the more I can create when I hit the studio. And people just weren't ready for that, you know? It's kind of crazy, but that's where we are. And that's the idea of like being in the bag so much that you're kind of protecting, and maybe that's also stopping you from creating.
Lots of reasons to get stuck on things, people. But I want to know why is it that you create, right? And you can be honest about it. You're not going to be judged for it. It could be all sorts of things. So I'll even say for me, right? I know if I really am honest with myself, it leads with ego, because I wanted to be a performer. I want to be on stage. I want people to see me. How I know that this is true is that when I was trying to work behind the scenes, I would be resentful of the whole production. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it. I can make it happen, but I would be resentful because I wanted to be in front of the camera. So there is this element of ego, not necessarily a bad thing. It just points me in the direction of where I know I need to be in order to really, really express myself, but also with intention, right? I want to do it because it is the thing I have to do, right? Making videos, I have to make it. And with the intention of, if I do it and you see that I'm doing it, maybe you're someone who sees me and you're like, wow, I can also do that. Right? So then that's where impact comes in. I'm very much a thrive by example kind of person, right? Because when you shine brightly, it does not turn off the lights for everyone else. It's not a you or me situation, right? And that's where, like, it's fine if it is ego, as long as your ego isn't trying to squash out everyone else. It's about you. Why are you creating, right? Because what we do, we could easily be doing this behind the scenes and like you never see our faces and we could just hire some talent and do it. Would we be okay with that? No, I know I wouldn't because I've tried it. I have tried it. And I just sit there and I'm like, oh, I could do better than them. And then I was like, fine, go do it if that's what it is, because it's okay to be the one that wants somebody to look at you. That's okay too.
Man, you
You
said
know?
two things that are super powerful right there. If I could package up all of what I say and package it up in a Becky and put it out there as a nom de plume, or not even nom de plume because that's a pseudonym, as a like an avatar or a talking head, like ghostwriter. That's the word I'm looking for. If I could do this as a ghostwriter and put Becky in front instead of me, oh, I'd be a 1,000,000 follower channel. If I could put, Tyler in front instead of me, and I put Tyler as a 35-year-old San Diego surfer, oh, definitely million channel, million channel. But put an old fat me, I'm stuck at 20K. Cool, I don't care, right? That's because the point is the point. But I definitely, if I sold this through somebody else, it's probably easier to swallow. And that's okay. But I did want to unpack something that you said. You talked about the resent side of it. And I want to unpack that a little bit more because I want to make sure that people hear this. Because I definitely had those feelings in radio when, I would hear the morning show guys and I'm like, my show is way better than them. But I don't get to do morning show. They're boring. They're irritating. Even now, I listen to what comes off as on-air DJs and I am furious. I am furious. I'm like, this is doo-doo. Their jokes are bad. They got no connection to the street, no connection to the music. I'm like, they're just pressing buttons and I'm angry. And I was like, damn, I miss radio. I left, it was a beautiful place to be. Now it's dookie. How do you think that affects a creator? Because when I saw what was going on YouTube at the time that I decided to do it seriously and came back, I was watching a bunch of 24-year-olds trying to tell people how to live their life, talking about being a life coach. And I'm like, nephew, you ain't old enough to be a life coach. You don't have enough life experience. But instead of resenting them, I saw a content gap. I go, what if somebody took the same thing that they were doing and put it in a package with actual experience? How would it work? So I was resentful for 35 seconds, but I converted it into something else. So I'm curious. And whatever I just said made somebody mad because somebody just hit the dislike button, which is cool.
Yeah, but so it's interesting because that's the gut instinct, right? So if you're someone you're still in the place where things come up and you feel resentful, just know that that is a natural reaction, but notice it, let's alchemize it, and let's figure out what we can do with it as opposed to letting it just eat you alive, because that resentment will just eat you alive, right?
She said alchemize it,
But
y'all. Y'all hear that? This is my Lou. What's up, Lou?
so we take this and instead of why them and not me, make it something else, right? What could it be instead? Instead of why them, it's how can I? Then what?
Write that down. Everybody stop, pause, pull over. If you're driving, pull over, get out your notepad and say, why can't I? That is the right question. I see way too many people do the why them, how come not me? But I'm like, why them, how can I? I want not even two different sides of the same coin. That's a whole different coin. She went to the currency
Yeah.
exchange and came out with a better coin. She was like, listen, I need you to change these into Yenjamins because I need that loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot.
Yes. Yeah. So, like, when the ego comes up, when the resentment comes up, if we just take a step back and listen to that, that is because something inside of you is telling you you want that, but no one's going to come and give it to you. You have no idea if somebody gave it to that person. And also, if they did, it doesn't matter because that's not where you are right now. But you can take that information, use it as fuel to get you closer to the thing that you want, which is clearly that.
Listen, listen. I don't know if y'all are hearing this, but she came correct. Like, correct. Do you know? I don't know how this happened, but you imagine somebody somewhere someday was baking bread and they had the dry fruit, let's call it raisins, sitting in a basket right above where they were kneading dough. And, you know, back then, there's no windows or whatever. So a bird flew in, knocked the raisins over into the dough. Or somebody slammed the door, it fell in. Or whatever, how it happened. And that could happen in many, 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 many kitchens around the world. And somebody took that old dough, damn it, you ruined it, I hate you, throw it away. And somebody said, F it. Let's just bake this sumbitch as is. And I tell you what, cranberry bread, blueberry bread, raisin bread, banana bread, like all of the above, freaking delicious. But trust you me, the first one was an accident. And the first one was, how do you react to a jacked up situation? I swear banana bread was invented by mamas who would not waste $1. How many of y'all grew up with your mama cut the mold off the cheese and said, keep eating it? By the way, mom, that was pretty dumb because the legs on that mold are like 6 inches long. They're not just the part you cut off. So, but Gen Xers is why we have such solid stomachs because our mom, she just plucked the mold off the bread and like, here, keep eating it. Just why is there a hole in my sandwich, mom? Or you know how the bread makes the bake bubble? No, what mom did was pull the mold out that section and kept going. But, you know, we were hood rats. But I think that's why we have stronger stomachs to this day than these damn kids now. That's why they're allergic to everything. Anyway, sidetrack. Some people see these things and they say, okay, how can we make this work? And some people see these things and they just break down. Like, oh, this one went wrong. What can I do? Come on. Somebody somewhere said, let's just bake it with the raisins in there and see what happens. I know some people don't like raisins, but I'm just use the example. Don't get particular.
Right. Okay. So let's look at an example that is reality for Jock here. Right. It's like other companies made these like colorful pop filters. Right. He could have just been like, ugh, I could do it better, and then never do it.
I did.
But
for 3 years.
You did for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to a point where you're like, okay, then what? How can we make this happen? Right? So like something like that, like that's a business that's like that requires some investment, that requires like skill set, you know, so whatever amount of time it took to get from resentment to action might have taken some time. Right? But it got there. And also go get your Doc Pops.
And
because Doc needs to sell these.
I'll be honest with you. I did not have the liquid capital to do this, but I just took a chance. And it ain't, I'll be straight, it ain't doing what I thought it would do, but it ain't killing me either, right? I am definitely still in the negative, but that doesn't mean that, you know, one day, sometime in the near future, you know, I am going to see Pat Flynn in a month. Maybe Pat would go tell all of the Pokemon kids that they need one, and then I'm sold out. I currently have 4,000 of them, so if you know somebody that can make that happen, knock it out. There's about 4,000 of them sitting on the wall over there, but any given day, it could just pop. And if it doesn't, I don't care. The people that got them love them. my goal was to allow you to let your freak flag fly the way you want to. And I'm sorry, black mic covers don't do it for some of us. Mary Lou is a little too extra to be with the black mic cover. Kathy in the chat, Kathy Walker is a little bit too extra. You know, we are of the same vintage, of the same neighborhood. So I know she is too extra to just be showing up with a black filter, saying all of the crazy stuff she want to say. So yeah, I just did it for. I know people were like me. I'm not trying to be flossy. Okay, I'm not trying to be glossy, but I'm definitely not trying to be flat. I'm somewhere just
Yes.
above eggshell. I'm like semi-gloss.
Well, then, like, okay, so this brings us to like intentions versus the outcomes. The intention with the project of Doc Pops, right? Which was it's like a business venture, but it's also like a creative exercise and gamble, right? For Doc to do this because it's like visually creative, like creative choices had to be made, right? Things had to happen because he wanted you to feel creative. The intentions were for you to feel as semi-gloss to gloss as you would like to be, right? With your microphone, something that is in the scene in front of you. Everybody would see this. The outcome, right? He's saying it did not do what he wanted to yet, right? Yet, but regrets for doing it?
Nah, not even close. Well, I learned so much. I'm ready to start the next thing. Like, it's okay. I'm really, really cool with it. And yeah, I could liquidate easily. I can go and sell it, like Rich said. I can go and sell it to Sweetwater or B&H or Guitar Center or somebody of that nature. And maybe I will at some point. Right now, I'm having fun. I like packaging it at this point. I like sending people their thing and, just knowing that I'm helping out in some way, shape, or form. For me, it wasn't always about the bag, and it's not that there's a bad thing. And Joel said something super important. It is okay to floss. Trust you me, when I used to dress up for the club, like I was flossy. I was suited and booted at all times. Most people DJ in a t-shirt. I DJ'd in the suit. Like I always had my little tie, had my little bow tie kicking off. Like I just had to be clean. But that was just a thing. That was a style that I chose. So I think you said something very important. And this is something that people really got to set out for. And this is why you got to know your why. The hard part about trying to chase somebody else's graft, and sorry, I've been watching a lot of British football. Graft is like grind for us. Um, the reason why you're chasing that is if you know it's about impact or it's about purpose, you will flow one particular way. If it's just about bag, you'll flow a different way. If it's about ego, you'll flow a different way. Strangely enough, I think most people on the surface would tell you that bag chasing would be the worst one. Actually, I stand corrected. I think that ego chasing would be the worst one because you're never really doing it in a manner where you care about the impact or the outcome on anyone else. And when you're being self sufficient, it's like so many parables about like squeeze too tight or whatever. And somebody mentioned in the chat way back ago, having that scarcity mentality is probably the worst thing you can do for anything in life. It just doesn't work. I have not seen any one person with a scarcity mentality that does good. I've seen people fake scarcity mentality to scare other people into it so they could buy something, but that person ain't really scarcity mentality because they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're influencing you with something that basically helps them. So they know that they can scare you into spending your money. So that's different though.
Right. And the thing is, sometimes it's worth having something that people can pay for, because if you're the type of creator that people are getting a lot from, it is good to give them an opportunity to pay you, because that is part of the relationship. Like, they want to help you. And if you don't ever give an option for that and you're just suffering, then like it's just a bad scenario for everyone.
Right.
So that's where, like, if you do start to sell things, it is good. It is a good thing because we pay to go see movies. A lot of work goes into movies. And if there's something that I'm like, yes, I love to go see Angelina Jolie, I pay my money. I love Beyonce. I paid so much money for these tickets. And I was like, yes, Queen, you can have it. You deserve it because you have changed the trajectory of my confidence over 42 years or
And
however long she's been
how
doing
was
it.
that production though? I mean, like, how did you feel coming out of that?
Out of Beyonce?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was like, you cannot touch me. Like, I'm just like injected with confidence.
That kind of stuff, it's strange to say, and it seems like it wouldn't matter, but that kind of stuff does boost your confidence. It's something about that pump you have. Like, I've definitely come out of games where you watched, your team come back and like you walk out of that place like I'm on top of the world. I'm fired up, right? I've definitely come out of concerts and been like, oh, I'm just ready. This is why I like traveling because I travel and I go see, you know, makers or creators or other creators or an art museum or something. Like I walked out of the Chicago Museum like, oh, I feel like I need to go learn some more stuff today. Like I was ready. Field Museum in Chicago is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I also was walking around there feeling like I'm waiting for Ben Stiller to come out at any point, but that was actually in New York. But but yeah, it's there's a definitely an energy that you pick up going to see these sort of things. So I was just wondering how that affected you, and would you do it again? Like if it came back next week, would you buy another ticket?
I went 3 times that week.
Shut up.
I was like, I gotta go again.
Come on. Come
I
on.
saw it from 3 different angles. The first time, like it was like the first time I had seen her with my eyeballs because I'd been to the concert before and she's like this big, right? So the first night that we went, it was like right by the stage. I was like crying for most of it. I keep telling people she looked at me, which means she looked in my general direction, so she looked at me. And I was like, I was like, there's a girl who was standing in front of me who like she was there on her own. She like I was like one behind the barricade, and both of us were kind of in the same situation. We'd never been that close, and like she walks by, she looks at it, and she sings in our direction, and that girl turns around and looks at me, and I look at her, and we just start screaming because like this is somebody who has affected me in such a good way with intention, and I'm still willing to give her so much money because that's the exchange. Like I am happy to do that because so much is going
Value for
into
value.
what she has to offer.
Yeah.
Now, it makes me also think about my why. Okay, so I walk away from anything like watching her on TV, listen to the music, going live. I walk away feeling a little bit more Beyonce. I walk away with my head a little higher, my shoulders a little back, and my attitude a little like you can't mess with me. And I take that and I've really, really started to work on building that for myself because that's what I want when people watch my content.
Yeah.
I want you to walk away feeling like you can actually do it, not necessarily teaching you ABC how to do it, because there's plenty of people who are doing that. But if you watch me, I want you to walk away and be like, yes, I want to do that. I can do that. I can be that version of whatever it is that you do.
And also, I want you
I'm
to.
not trying to go be a singer.
No.
But,
But I want you to hear something really clear in what Mary Lou said. If you still have this thing where you're having a hard time fighting yourself and telling yourself all these things about yourself that don't work for yourself, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, nobody wants to hear from me, or whatever. Let me be the first to tell you, long before Beyonce was born, I invented a Sasha Fierce. Read what it says underneath there and understand that's not what it says on my birth certificate. I made that because I was sick of what my family told me I was. I was the adopted kid. I was the accident. I was the half-breed. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't all kind of things. But I'm like this doc dude, kind of like Superman, and I pulled it straight out the comic books. I was like, I can make because I used to watch Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne and David Banner. I was gonna say Bruce Banner. Sorry, David Banner
David Banner.
is a hip hop artist. And Bruce Banner. Like I watched all of them. I was like, yo, I could do the same thing. I could just make a superhero version of me that don't give a hell, that will do whatever and be whatever and whatever. And so from Mark Twain, instead of Samuel Clemens, I was like, I'm going to go make me a alter ego. And I'm going to make that alter ego be whatever the hell I want it to be. And so I saw an interview from, I don't even remember who it was back in the day, but it was somebody else who was in a very similar thing. And the moment that I decided to flip that switch, that was the switch. Oh, I know it was. It was Rogers Nelson. That's what did it for me. And similar to Beyonce, when he came to Honolulu, at that time he couldn't use any of those names. He just had to. I went to the concert 4 times. And best thing I ever did is I seen that joint from every which way. And then, the first night, it wasn't just seeing Prince, it was seeing Maite in public. I was like, so no, but
Yeah.
that
That's
show,
exactly my face the whole time.
bro, the show phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. So just know that you can easily, if you feel like this is where you are and you're stuck, you can just make a new person and just go do that until you find your lane. Now coming through all of that, I did find out that all of that is really me and it's in there. It's always been in there, but I had other people controlling it. So the advantage of having a pen name or a nickname or whatever and building an ego around that is it gives you a chance to test things. And that gave me freedom to try things because no matter what, I can make that person disappear. And it turns out, yeah, this is still me. Like what you see now is still me, nickname or not. But it took me years to unprogram all of the crap that was stuck with me in my childhood. And it does. BJ said that explains my Purple Rain background. Exactly. Still greatest person in the world to me, right? Yeah. So just know, fam, no matter what your reasons are, don't change them unless you want to. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to pivot. But it's so cliche. You got to know your why. It's cliche because it's right. It's not intended to be cliche. It's a factual statement. You're calling it cliche because you want to start without a plan. You want to start without a rhyme or reason. And you want to make money on day 2. And you want somebody to give you a shortcut that you can go buy all the templates, all the software, and all the everything. And the minute that you go live, you go from 0 to 1,000,000. And none of these things exist. None at all. The only way you could do that is if you go to India and you buy followers. And then after they hear your show, they're going to be like, man, even I'm getting paid, I can't watch this shit. Then they're out. So, no, that's not, you got to know the real reason why.
Yeah. So question for all of you, are you making something that you believe in, that aligns with what feels right for you? And if you do not know your why, look at someone that you are a fan of and just borrow theirs. Just borrow theirs for a little bit, right? Who's your favorite? Like looking at Prince, right? Watching Prince. If you at that point did not know why you want to do this, and then you watch Prince and you're like, there's something here that feels right for me. And it's to empower, to entertain, to share the color purple, like borrow something, like a feeling, like how do you want people to feel, right? So it's, for a lot of people, I think it's like, oh, like my why is to help 1,000 people make $1,000 on YouTube, right? That is totally fine.
Perfect.
That is a trackable numberal thing, right? That is a thing. I'm a little more in the like, I want you to walk away feeling confident and empowered to exist fully as you, right? That's less quantifiable in like the number sense, But in all the work that I do, if you ever see me, that is what I want for you. And that is why I talk to the camera the way that I do. That's why I show up the way that I do. Because that's what I want for you.
I'm laughing at Joel. Joel said I hate it when Doc says you several times in a row, but means me. Sorry, JB. I love you, bro. Sorry. I really do. I really do love what you're saying, though. Are you making what you believe in or what you think will trend? And this is why I'm so mad that over the last couple of years, the conversation about the algorithm became such a forefront situation, because that's not how the algorithm really works. The algorithm is really only about making sure that the viewers, when you are in viewer mode, I want you to pay attention when you are in viewer mode, how much you are. No, let me fix that. I want you to pay attention to what the algorithm feeds you when. Luis and I have talked about this all the time, right? When I'm on my Apple TV, it knows that I'm in there. It knows that, hey, coffee is done, about to eat lunch. You know, Karen and I got our sandwiches out. We about to sit down and have a lunch. And it's going to show me the type of content that's about 20, 30 minutes long, that's based off of what I tend to watch. And because I'm going to sit there and watch that while I eat. It knows that at this time of day, like let's call it 1 p.m., 1 to 2, at this time of day, when he presses a video on YouTube, he normally watches something that's 30 minutes to an hour because he's probably eating lunch. It doesn't know that I'm eating lunch, but it knows that pattern. It knows that when I'm about to go to bed, I don't care what they say, turn off all the blue lights and all this bullshit. Listen, okay? Science or not, I have always been a person who sleep with the TV on. And I set the timer for the TV to go off at a certain particular time. In the old days when we grew up, it went like this, to the little black dot. You saw the little NTS thing with the Native American head, and then like, you know what I mean? Like, so I've always used the TV to help you go to sleep because it was a body in the house instead of the quietness of hearing the hood get shot up while you're trying to sleep. So I have the YouTube on my iPad. It shows me my history stuff or my Japanese history stuff because it knows that I'm going to watch that and fall asleep. And I have my iPad set to don't continue to play. Right? So I want you to focus on the algorithm and see what it shows you. So you see how it shows you things. People always talk about the algorithm, about how it's going to share their content. F that. Study the algorithm from a viewer standpoint. How do you always get shown what you need to see when you need to see it at these particular times? And if you build your content like that, maybe you can begin to play with the algorithm, but the reality is you probably can't. And so when you make what you believe in, instead of what you think is good for the algae, you will do fine. And I watch a whole group of creators that are stuck between 50 and 100, constantly still talking about the algae. What I'm telling them, I am friends with Renee. You can't do that. That doesn't work. I know from talking to somebody that works at YouTube. And they're like, nah, man, the algorithm doing this. No, the algorithm ain't doing your audience is the algorithm. Please. And if you don't believe in what you're talking about, it shows. I have watched creators sell something cringy. And they ain't about that life. I'm going to start pointing out the athletic greens ones where they don't mean it. I'm going to just make a playlist. These are the people selling you athletic greens that don't mean it. These are the people selling you mushroom coffee. They sent it to me. Yo, it tastes like if you could lick a tree's ass, that's what it tastes like. It's disgusting.
I tried the mushroom coffee. I cannot stand it.
Bro, I was like all over the kitchen. I was like, what the? And I was like, here, Karen, taste this. And Karen was like, what the hell are you trying to do to me? Like, she stomached it, though. She's more gangster than I. But, you know, okay, we eat stale beans called natto. And, yo, fam, it tastes nasty. So I know people out here lying. Oh, I drink mine every day. I just love this coffee because it has reishi in it. Tell reishi to Ray Sean, F Ray Sean, I ain't drinking that mess. That thing is gross. I would rather just eat a mushroom straight out the dirt with the cow dookie on it before I eat that. So yeah, it's one of these things when you know. Yeah, Music Success Journey says never had it, but it sounds something I never want to. You are correct, fam. Stay away from those commercials. Now that you're here in the stream today and I mentioned it, you're gonna go on IG and you're gonna see a commercial for the
He's
for the
gonna come after
mushroom
you
coffee.
now.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I love natto eating, but I'm saying it's horrible. Anyway, the point is, if you don't believe you, how can anybody else? Like, you really got to get your head around that. If you don't believe you, how can anybody else, bro? Straight up.
Yes. And if you're like in a place where you're stuck and you're not creating, right? Like you know how to do it, you're not creating. Why? Okay. Is it because you are actually trying to create within your values? Or were you creating for validation and the algorithm hurt your feelings?
Ooh, straight up. And before we dip into pick of the week real quick, I want to say something to Music Success Journey because they said they had a conversation yesterday with the son about, confidence in front of camera and being yourself. And I just want to say something that we preach over here a lot. I this is weird because it's so antithetical to what you're going to hear from most other places. Confidence is really just trust. That's all it really means. And people like to turn it into some grandiose thing that you could have or not have or whatever. It's not. Confidence is the same as water. Okay? If I were to make a mess on my table real quick, but I'll do it. If I was to take this little thing and pour some water in my hand, now my hand is wet. That was ignorant. This is a degree of wet. A minute ago, when there was 2 ounces of water in my hand, that's a varying degree of wet. Now that I wipe it on my shirt, that's another degree of wet. That's all confidence is. Confidence is a value. It is not a station. Okay? So when you have dry confidence, lack of, I messed up my notes. When you have dry confidence, lack of, the only thing you could do to get better at that confidence is take your ass in the rain. And then the only way to get this is to jump your ass in the ocean. So it's varying degrees. I just made this up just now. Damn, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, look, it's not you can't buy it. You can't get better at it. You can't improve it. You really just go deeper into it because it is trust. The word con with fidelis, trust. Confidence with trust. It drives me crazy when I hear people saying that they don't have it. You do have it. You just haven't cranked that switch to 11. In the words of Michael J. Fox, you cannot be without it because you trust something. You either trust in your excuse more than you trust in your ability to do. So you have confidence. You just have confidence in the wrong thing. You have confidence that you are going to fail. Whereas the other idiot that's just out here with craziness, they have confidence that they're going to win. And then there's those of us that go in with a hand on the confidence switch and go, let me just adjust accordingly and I'm going to get through this. The one on this end of the scale to just run their head into a brick wall, they normally fail. The ones on this end of the scale that just have their head in the ground, they normally fail. But those of us that are riding the clutch, shifting gears, we in the business. We are in the business. And I don't know how I'm going to reconvert that into a video, but I just came up with that just talking to you. Thank you, because you just gave me a new thing that I'm going to live and breathe until I die. Confidence is water. Thank you. Thank you.
You got like you could be in a drought, or it could be a flood, or it could be just right.
Dang, that is so, man, I just came up with something dope, y'all.
Yeah, look at him go. Now we're never going to hear the end of it. It's good
Sorry.
because Doc needs to be making a lot of content. He needs to, so it's good. Hold on to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's like 10 different videos. All right, let's do pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week.
So with my community this week, we just started doing the Artist Way. And if you have yet to hear about the Artist Way, you should definitely get into it. It's like a workbook. It's like a 12-week situation. This book is ratty because I've had it for so long. I've done this workbook 3 or 4 times over the past 20 years. And every time is a little bit different. I always learn something new about myself. And I will tell you, with all honesty, I have yet to make it all the way through the book completely because it does make you confront some things. But that's okay. You just get a little further each time. You just get a little further each time, but it does really make you look at yourself as a creative. It does not mean you need to be a painter. It's not that kind of artist. It's like if you have some kind of creativity that you are repressing or you are trying to expand, you're trying to explore, I really, really suggest it.
When
Like,
she wrote
commit
the
to
book,
it.
she was talking about writers in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writers, and then like she's also a director.
Yeah.
So there's like it could be whatever version of creativity that's like picking at you, right? You might not even know it yet, but in the exercises, that's where you start to kind of confront. You start to confront some things and start to think about things.
Dude,
So,
that's
yeah.
so good.
I love it. I highly suggest it.
I love that book. Yo, Rich said found a copy at Half Price Books and it was autographed. But somebody crazy.
Ooh.
Yo, so I got on to Julia Cameron when I was trying to be a writer. Not trying to be, I was a writer. I was writing for AOL. And my editor was putting on it because, like, the only way you're going to get better at writing so he could edit less was you need to write more. So I got onto the whole morning pages trip. And I would like write my pages every day. You come out, do your 3 pages a day. You just write in order to you get better at writing. It's funny because I'm trying to now fine tune my models to write more like me. And I realize that the only way I'm going to get past this is I need to go back to writing. And, I use so much voice to speech and voice to write that it's just not the same. Like, I really need to go back to writing. So I'm on a streak of just writing my own stuff and then feeding it to the chat. And I don't want them to process anything. I just wanted to learn how I write. So that way it can start to write like me. So you'll be able to take pictures of your workbook pages and feed it to your bot and let it fine tune your bot. Music success journey. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. We do this every Tuesday at this time. And on Saturdays, we just do Q&A. So if you want to ask about your Osbot cameras or get some more, I do just create a Q&A. So definitely come through. Thank you for hanging out with us. You're welcome any given time. And thank you for helping me come up with a whole brand new concept I can make speeches about.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to train my AI on my morning pages just yet because it's real angry.
Oh,
because I haven't been
damn.
doing my pages in a while. And like, I was like, oh, she's got stuff she's sitting on right now. But
pissed
that's
off.
why you do it. That's why you do it. Like, she is mad. Let me tell you.
Me being the nerd that I am, let me talk to you about. This is my cool new Oreoko. It's Oriko. I say Oriko because I say it the Japanese way, but it's Oriko. This is just a flash drive. Nope. This is fastest. Not. Yesterday in my video, I was joking because I said it's faster than your cousin Eddie's hand. Yo, my cousin Eddie was a klepto. Maybe wasn't. He probably still is. I haven't talked to him in a minute. I need to call that fool. Yo, but while I'm talking to Eddie, he done stole somebody's phone and changed phone because he was quick, bro. This guy is so fast. It does like 10 gigabits per second, which is just nerd for it. You can actually edit Final Cut directly off of this up to about 6K. This thing is crazy quick. And I love it because when I'm on the road, you can just take it and thwop it into the bottom of your phone. You can record directly to it. You can transfer files from it. If Lou and I are somewhere and we're shooting a bunch of content like an NAB, I can handle this real quick and be like, here's all of the footage from that, that particular shot, boom. So this guy on my video, I didn't mention the price because I might post that video to Amazon, but you can get it right now for $59 and there's a 30% off coupon and an additional $5. I think the $59 takes you to with the 30% off, but you can add an additional $5 using the code that's on my video that I posted. But listen, dude, this thing right here, It's worth the money. Even and this is a 1 terabyte. It comes up to 2 terabytes. This is a 1 terabyte. You can get a 512 one for a little bit cheaper if you don't need that much space. But the Orico is called the G201. Son, it is sick. It is everything and everything. So there you go. There you go.
It's a good price. It's a good price.
Oh, Rich just said something dope. Have you ever heard of copywriting? It's where you actually sit down and literally hand copy something that someone else has written. It's supposed to get you to the flow of physical writing. I'm going to go investigate this because I think this is dope.
Because we did in the group, like in the artist way, there's like a contract that you can sign within the book, but I made everybody copy it into their journals because I think it really makes a difference.
Yo, Rich just
I was
sent
like,
me a
let's
picture
handwrite it.
of my face in one of the screens of I'm doing something stupid. This picture is too good. Oh my God. Yo, somehow that's memeable. That I'm gonna just forward it to you. That is somehow that is Rich.
See it.
Why? Why, Rich? I'm trying to do a show here. Damn it! Oh my God! Oh my God! It's too funny. Okay, what's up next, Lou? Rich got me laughing too hard
All
right
right.
now.
Yes, and let's get through because I gotta scoot and eat soon. So we are working on profit and purpose. Okay. You get permission to monetize because creativity is your labor. We talked a little bit about that, but it's alignment of the income with your intention. So, for example, for me, when I was starting to get monetized and I was starting to like get the creator bonuses and this like that, it was through tutorials on how to do Instagram, which I was kind of just doing for my friends. But then that stuff took off. And then it was like, okay, I can make more money if I continue going down this road. But it ate my soul alive. Like, I hated it. Like, I don't mind teaching people how to make a video, but teaching people how to use like Instagram specifically because things are always changing. It was just like, it made me really, really sad. So I had to get rid of it, right? Sponsorships come in, right? Once you start creating, you're going to start getting all the emails for rando product to have them pay for you for placement and find, which is, yes, explore them. Yes, that means you're on your way. But I do know early on, I just took whatever. And I definitely was like, ooh, I shouldn't have reviewed that video. Like that product was not good. I don't want my like name attached to that. Right. So you got to think about those things as you're going. How about for you?
Oh, listen, I was telling the crew the other day, I got an email recently. And so I was like, we got this product and we want to pay you to make a video. The budget is $8.71.
Yeah, those are coming out a lot more. They're offering the big bucks, aren't they?
I was like, listen. That's not what I said. What I said, I can't repeat on the stream, but I might have tossed around a few N-words. I was like, are you out of your mind? Come on, son. But no, you will get some things like that pop up. I, for the most part, have sort of ignored most of these calls. I'm starting to accept them now, but I did exactly what Tom told me to do. I stole his ethics statement. I changed it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I put it out there and I tell them, you are more than welcome. I told Joy, I was like, you are more than welcome to send me this. And the other Orico product that she sent me was this. I made this first and they liked my video there so much. She goes, hey, would you be willing to check out the USB thing? I'm like, girl, all you, because I liked working with them. They're cool. They don't bother me. They're like, we're going to send it and you just make it. And I was like, cool. And I even told them, I was like, listen, I'm busy. I'm traveling. Okay. So I'll get the product and I'll make the video as soon as possible, but there's no promises. I can't give you a schedule. Okay, so she sent me this. And then like a week later, she sent me saying like, hey, see you got the product. Can you tell me when the video is going to make out? I was like, listen, Jay, I told you up front, I'll get to it when I get to it. And just trust me, the only reason why I haven't done it thus far is I am still on the road. I won't be home for another week. And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Because they're so used to doing it to other people, right? And then she goes, don't worry, you're good. So I come back, I did make the video, and then she was like, dude, I love the video. Your excitement, the way you handled it, super dope. Kind of saying something else. I'm like, please do, And I mean, she tells me yesterday, I say, hey, do you have a special link or special code you want me to send everybody to? And she goes, "Oh yeah, I'll send it to you. When you going to make the video?" I was like, "Oh, it's up." And then she was like, "Wait, what? Oh, that's so quick." I was like, "Yeah, because normally if I'm at home, it would have been quicker." But I was on the road for the first one. But I told her, I was like, "Listen, if I don't like it, I will not make the video, but I will make a video for you, and I will tell you, here's the reasons why I can't make this video. I just refuse to put negative videos on my channel. I just don't want to." And they're cool with it. Like, you don't have to tell the company product sucks. And you also don't have to be that creator that's an a-hole and go like, "Oh, this is just hot trash. This is dookie, blah, blah, blah." And I had someone send me something and I told them I can't make this video. And they were like, "Oh, but you said," and I go, "Also told you before you sent it to me that I don't do negative videos. Here's the ethics statement. You read it. If you didn't read it, not my problem. I do not do that." So, and they're like, "Well, do you want us to pay you for the video?" Nope, I don't do that either. I might change my mind at some point in time, but I don't really want that money. I want to be able to tell Rich that I really like it, because Rich will ask me. You know what I mean? And he's my friend. Like, why would I want to F over one of my friends? Why would I want? I mean, I will send Joel an autographed copy of Kendrick Lamar. But no, Joel would get pissed at me. I couldn't do that to Joel either. Even though we clown each other about this constantly, I couldn't do that to him. Like, that would really make him mad. And I consider Joel my friend, so I wouldn't send him that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those weird things. If you think about your audience, what would you want from Mary Lou? Would you want Mary Lou to tell you that she likes mushroom coffee, and then you try it and you feel like you just made out with a casket? Why your face? My face is. I can taste it right now. I gotta stop. I'm gonna get off it.
Don't do it.
It's
Don't do
disgusting.
it.
It's disgusting.
All right, you want a little rapid fire questions?
Let's go. Let's get after it.
Let me pull these where I can actually see.
I'm waiting.
them.
I'm waiting
Okay,
for the
okay,
hate from
all
Joel,
right.
but all I got was an LOL, so we're safe.
Oh, tell me about a piece of content that you actually a little bit embarrassed you made.
I don't. I don't have.
It could be way back. It could be anytime.
I'm trying to think about the way back bus. Unfortunately, I was probably born with a lack of embarrassment gene.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
And so
One that
that's.
maybe like you look at it and you're like, dang, I would have done that differently.
Oh, I got tons of
Like
those.
not embarrassed, but
I
like
got
that.
videos
Yeah.
I make
Give me one of
right now
those.
that I look at it and go, "Dang, I should have made that differently." But I just know that I can. So I think the only one that got me probably is I kicked and screamed about making this video about the Stream Deck. And I went and made it like kind of angry. It was like freaking Katie making me make this damn video. And that's one of the best performing videos on the Ecamm channel. So it's not embarrassed. It's just that Katie can be like, "Bitch, I told you."
Uh,
That's all.
all
That's
right,
all.
something you pretended to be passionate about just for content. It's like there's something you're like, wow, this is great, but you're like,
I can't say I've done that either. I'm not trying to be.
Yeah.
Look, I wish I could have one, but I'm really bad at that. You know when they make you go to your okay, like this is a bad example. People, nobody twist this. I adore Will. I think he's one of the funniest people in the world. But like, if I had to pretend to like Will because Mary Lou's my friend, and I just didn't want her to feel bad that I didn't get along with her other half, I would probably spend less time with Lou. I'm not good at it because I'd be done said some shit. He might say something stupid. I'm like, "Man, you high. Man, that's stupid." Like, I'm the idiot that will open their mouth. I can't. I couldn't do it. So I hate when you have a family member who's dating somebody you don't like. I'm not good at it. I struggle with it really, really hard. And I definitely have a family member right now where I have to think real hard not to say something because the other person is dear to me, so I can't. And it kills me. It kills me every time. Sometimes me and Karen be in the car and we're both like, "Ugh, I got the heebie-jeebies. Like I need a drink after. And I'm not that kind of drinker, but like I need a drink after to cleanse my soul, or I need to like just smoke a bowl to just erase the thoughts of murder from my brain.
Okay, this one. What's one thing that helps you reset when you start to lose the compass? You lose the why. Like if you just need to get back on track.
Mary Lou.
What is it?
Mary Lou.
It's me?
Yes. That's why you
Am I
gotta
a
have
hat?
a road.
Like, wait, is
That's
it so
why you
little?
gotta have a road dog. That's exactly why you gotta have a road dog. Right? When you start tripping, you need somebody who would no bullshit, slap you in the head and be like, bro. So we have a group. It's me, Kat, Mary Lou, Diana, Jill, Kurt. Like we're all in the group, in the Facebook group. We can just say something heinous in there and everybody else. Oh, India. I forgot one. God, don't tell her I did that. Jesus Christ, you trying to get me hurt. Dude, she's a Puerto Rican with a knife. Yeah, they will be like, bitch, you tripping. They will be the first one to tell you, bitch, you tripping. Get back at it. So that is good. Like having a group of folks that can keep you all together. And I'll snitch. I'll snitch. This is for a creative process, but by the time you guys see this, it will have already happened. Yo, Umi, listen. My buddy Umi just popped up in the chat. I'll tell you something in a second, so don't run away. The ability to just do that. So I hit up Mary Lou yesterday, and I go, listen, I'm about to hit this road trip, and I'm going to be gone for 2 road trips this month. It actually is threatening my 216-day streak of making content. That's not the right number. 214. It's gonna mess with my 214-day streak of making video every single day. I have got to get over my asshole block of batching, but I hate it. So I was like, listen, Lou, I need you to publicly call me out because I ain't no bitch, though. So if I get publicly called out, I'll probably do it because I ain't no bitch and I refuse to lose. Right now, the only thing stopping me
And then how many
is
videos
me.
do you need to make
It's just
for this?
I'm going
get
to
ahead?
create it, craft and commerce for a week, and then I'm back. I'm going to Chicago for a week, so it could be 5 because I make videos in my hotel, but I do need to just have some stuff on deck. You know, so it's not really.
Yes.
I shouldn't give a number. I'll leave
Okay.
it up to you, but I
All right.
gotta do it.
All right.
I got to do it. Right. Oh, Umi, the reason why I said I was going to tell you something is Mary Lou and I met Alec from Moment at NAB. And I was like, oh, my boy used to work with you. And he was like, who? And I said, Umi. And he was thinking. And I said, you know, dude with the dreads, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh my God, I love him. I was like, I don't know why. No, I'm joking. But yeah, Alec was super cool. And he let us play with the new Moment cage that they're building. So, yeah, I gotta hit him up because he's going to send me one to play with. Anyway, that was all. Just want to say you're famous in the world. You're famous.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Really good conversation. I'm glad we got to dust off the podcast because it had been a little bit of a moment.
Yeah.
Speaking of moments.
See? Too busy traveling and doing all of the things. But, you know, this is where, you know, the kind of batching sort of situation comes through. And so I'm like, I know if I don't do it, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because there were days in Massachusetts last week, Paul and I pull into the hotel at like 11. Paul's like, I'm going to bed. I'll see you in the morning. I'm like, I'm going to go make a video. And Paul's like, not my problem, bitch. I'm going to bed.
Bye.
Bye. Next thing you know, Paul's out of the room and snoring. You know, I'm like, shit, I'm over here. These damn little kids was in the hallway, running up and down the hallway, acting a fool. So the day after Paul left, a bunch of like high schoolers came to the hotel for graduation or something, and it was loud. I couldn't handle the function. And I was like, listen. So, yeah, that's why I sent you that. So now you know.
All
Family.
Right. All right. Give us the parting words of wisdom.
Listen, it doesn't really matter why you do it as long as you know why. if you're just doing it because you think it's going to work, you're probably going to be chasing your tail, right? So if you haven't done so in a while, back up, figure out what your why is. Completely, it's okay to reset, and start again. But definitely do not go on this long journey without a map. You will find yourself in the Tenderloin, like me and Umi in San Francisco, where we turn the corner and we end up in the Tenderloin going, yo, fam, we might have took a wrong turn. And then the homeless guy comes up to you and says, hey, man, you know what is the #1 nation in the world? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, donation. And then we was like, okay, you got us. And then we gave him money because he smoked us with that. So you know what we say right here at Critics Unstuck. Thank you for watching. I'm Doc Rock. You can find me all over the internet at DOCROCK. And this girl, you can...
Mary Lou Mandel. You can find me all over the internet at Mary Lou Mandel, the one and only.
Yeah, if there's another one, she's an imposter. You know what we say around here? See you. Lou, that was phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We got there. We got there. I was like, we are on track, right? Are we on track? Or just definitely out of practice, but I'm glad.
We'll get there. All right, Rich, I'm going to go look this up, this copywork thing. I like this. And then, yeah, Umi, remember that. Do not walk around San Francisco partially drunk. You could end up in the Tenderloin. It's not a good look if you're not prepared. Paul is like, that's where I used to work on Saturday. Thank you, Lou.
Right, I gotta go scoot. I gotta eat.
I need to
have this banana.
Listen, potassiums. You must get it. Thank you, fam. All right, people. We'll see y'all.
Bye, friends.
Bye.